Everybody asks how they use their hot water service. Well, there's different scenarios. If you're off grid, if you're on grid, if you've got power, if you've got water, how do you actually use your hot water service? Okay, so we'll start with if you're off grid. So you haven't got mains water and you haven't got mains power. What you have to do with that one is turn your gas bottles on, turn your water pump on because you'll be using the water out of your tanks. So you're using the hot water service on gas at that point. So on the switch, which is inside the van, you either up is 60 degrees Celsius, down is 70 degrees Celsius. So your water's on, your gas is on, flick the switch up, you'll hear a click on the hot water service and then it will ignite. Then you've got hot water. 14 litres of hot water storage. So as I said, shorter showers. Don't have to have big long showers when you're out camping. Normally you're in the river or whatever. But that's how you use it when you're off grid. If you're on grid and you're at a caravan park, so you've got 240 volt power coming into the van, and you've also got mains water coming into the van via a hose. So how do you use your hot water service then? You turn your water pump off. You're not using your water pump because you've got mains water coming into the van. You've got 240 volt power coming in, so you don't need gas for the hot water service. You still need your gas bottles on because you get your cooktop and things like that, but you don't need it on for the hot water service. What you do in that scenario, the three-way toggle switch, you leave that in the center position, which is your power system. Then you also turn the hot water service switch on. That has a heater element in the bottom of the tank that actually heats the hot water up. So exactly the same way as it does when it's on gas, but it's heating up by electricity instead. Still got 14 litres of hot water, so you're still short showers, etc., but you've got the hot water there. If you're at somebody's house, you have access to power, but you don't have access to water. You're using water out of your tanks. You have your 240 volt lead plugged into your van, so you're still running the hot water service on power, but this time you are turning your water pump on because you're using the water out of your tanks. So you need water coming into there. So again, the three-way toggle switch stays in the center for power. You turn the power switch on the hot water service. You've got your water pump on because you're using your tank water, and then you've got hot water when you're in that scenario. The other scenario would be is you've got access to a hose, but not access to power. So in that scenario, you're still then again running on gas, but you are using the mains water coming in from a hose. So in that scenario, you turn your gas bottles on so you can ignite that way. You're not using your tanks, so you don't turn your water pump on. This time you're flicking a three-way toggle switch either up for 60 degrees or down for 70 degrees, and then the hot water service will heat up in that scenario. So there's 4 different ways you can use that. Refer back to the video if you're stuck, but yeah, that's how you use your hot water service.